Ladies and gentlemen, podcasting since 2005. You're listening to Gamertag Radio. With your hosts, podcaster Hall of Famer Danny Pena, the always opinionated Paris Lilly, and from outside of the norm, Peter Toledo. This is Gamertag Radio.
All right, welcome to Gamer Tag Radio, episode 1090. This is your host, Danny, live from Los Angeles, and also joining me for this episode, which is a couple days before the biggest game of the year comes out, Paris Lilly. What's going on, Paris?
What is going on, man? That's right. This is the last one before we go to Night City, so going to be an exciting week.
Are you going to disappear?
Oh, yeah. I'm gone.
Yeah?
I'm out.
Okay.
Look, there's a couple of appearances that I will have to make, and you'll find out why when we can talk about it. But other than that, poof, I'm out.
Poof. Okay. Yeah, I have a couple of things to do also for this week and in the future too. So I'll be around. You know, you'll see me tweet here and there. You know, and of course I have to record another episode for Thursday this week. So yeah. Now the idea is, Paris, because we talked about this behind the scenes. We want to play this as much as we can, and I know we're going to take a break for a couple weeks during the holidays. But I think, personally, for me, I think it would be better for us to, and I know you mentioned this too on our chat, I think it's better for us to come back next year and just talk about our full experience, because I think everybody's going to have a different experience, you, Pete, and I. So it would be cool to just talk about like stuff that we discovered, you know, in a way that's like non-sport. What do you think?
No, absolutely. I talked about this a little bit on social media already, and obviously I'll just talk about it here. So my plan is, because we did not get the game early to review, so you know we might get it a couple days before launch or whatever, but that's not going to be anywhere near enough time to actually dive in and properly review the game. So my thing is, I'm taking my time. I just am. I'm gonna, however long it takes for me to properly explore it, see everything I want to see, and roll credits. On my YouTube channel, I'm planning, similar to when I did the preview, I'm planning to do something like that. So maybe 45 minutes to an hour. I'll talk about the game, obviously my thoughts, everything about that. But then, like you said, I think even a few weeks after that, it probably makes sense for the three of us to get together, do a podcast, talk about our experiences together and all that. So, I mean, don't really expect, like, I might have a personal review out before Christmas, but like I said, I plan to take my time. Like, even when these reviews drop, when the embargo, which I assume will be early this week, I'm not reading any of them. I don't want to know. It doesn't matter to me. I'm going to play it at my pace. Dude, we've been waiting how many years for this? I'm not rushing this experience at all. So I want to see the good, the bad, the ugly, just everything about it, be able to talk about it, and it should be exciting.
Yeah, and if you're excited about the game, for those who are listening right now on our podcast, I know Arctic posted a pretty cool tweet, I think it was yesterday, where he went back and listened to all of our Cyberpunk 2077 covers throughout the years, man. So he posted an image. I'm like, that's pretty cool, man. Pretty cool. So my favorite out of all of them was the first time we got to see it at E3, and we didn't say anything until we got to the hotel, and that's when we started talking about it. That was like my favorite episode. Mm-hmm. Yeah, really
Which, cool. I guess I might as well just jump into this right now. Mm-hmm. That podcast, if you go back and listen to it, that was, like you said, right after we did the viral video at E3 2018. And I've told the story a million times, so I won't repeat it here. But that moment has also led up to what's going to happen on December 9th at 6 p.m. Eastern. I'm hosting a developer Q&A with CD Projekt Red and Twitter Gaming for the launch party of Cyberpunk 2077. And first and foremost, let me thank Twitter Gaming. Let me thank CD Projekt Red for this opportunity. This is not something I was expecting to happen at all. And, they reached out about a week ago and asked me, hey, Paris, would you like to host our launch event? And I'm like, of course I would. So, that all got set up. Obviously, all the things you have to do behind the scenes to paperwork and everything. But it was so funny because they started teasing hashtag Cyber Night. And I was telling you, Danny, and a couple people offline, I was like, I think this is it. I think this is what they're hinting towards. So then when they finally showed that video, and the person that I've been working with at Twitter Gaming, he DMs me and he goes, "It's official. You could talk." And I was like, "I could talk about it." He's like, "Yeah." And he sends me a link to IGN. IGN had already had my name, everything ready to go. So they had already been planning this stuff. So I was like, "Whoa, this is hilarious." So then that's obviously when I put the tweet out. And made it official that I was hosting that thing. So it'll be with Miles and Patrick, who, Miles is the senior level designer and Patrick is senior quest designer over there. So basically people have been able to submit questions via Twitter to the official Cyberpunk account. And then they're obviously going to curate those questions and then we'll get them here, obviously to preview them and everything. But basically, I'll get the questions. I'll be reading them to the developers, and they're obviously going to answer them and talk about. I even submitted my own question. Let's see if they take it right. But it should be fun. I'm really excited for it, and it's a huge honor to be able to do this. And I'm bugging because I think of the literal millions of people in the world that they could have picked to do this. They picked me. Insane, absolutely insane. I mean, I know I've been super passionate, excited past couple years about the game. I tweet about it nonstop, all that stuff. I get it. But hey, I'm just excited to play the game. But the fact that they actually want me to be a part of this launch event, it means a lot. Like, I'm absolutely blown away that this is happening. But I'm excited for it at the same time. And like I was even saying offline, I'm not even nervous. I'm just excited to do it. I think it'll be a lot of fun and it'll be a memory I'll always have, being able to do this. So should be good. Should be really good to do this. So again, remember, this will be on Twitter, December 9th at 6 p.m. Eastern, obviously 3 p.m. Pacific. And this is basically an hour before the game goes live on PC and Stadia around the world. And then obviously they'll do this event and then boom, everyone can jump in and start playing the game.
Yeah, and for those who are asking like how to find this, Paris, on Twitter, is this going to be like a Twitter moment? Is this like a special page?
I'm not 100% sure yet, but again, they're partnering with Twitter Games, so follow Twitter Gaming, and then obviously follow the official Cyberpunk account, because I know those two accounts will at least be tweeting it out to let people know. But it's going to be a live stream via Twitter video happening. So if you've ever watched any live video on Twitter, it's going to be similar to that. I'm sure they're going to put it in the moment. It's going to be trending, #CyberNight, all that stuff. So you'll be able to find it if you're looking for it. So just like I said, be online at that time, and you will see me on there probably saying, saying something really dumb, but I'm excited for it. And it's going to be cool.
I was thinking maybe I'll do like a watch party. We'll see. That'll be cool, I think.
Yeah.
Like, just enjoy and watch it together.
Yeah.
It's a big moment. It's a big moment for you. Especially, dude, when we go back to 2018, that was like a big moment. When the video went viral, we had no idea that was going to happen, and then the year after that, getting the developers, like, this is it, Paris. This is your moment. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is something that no. First of all, nobody was expecting this out.
No,
at all,
at all, man. At all. I remember when I got that email saying they wanted to talk to me, and I'm like, remember I even told you, and I'm like, I was like, I have no idea what this is about. Okay.
Yeah.
And then, we hopped on a Google Meet, and I was like, yes, I would.
Yeah.
So
it's going to be good.
Yeah.
It's going to be really, really good. All right. Head over to gamertagradio.com. Post your comments and feedback. Also, you can find us on any podcast app. All you have to do is search for Gamertag Radio, your favorite podcast app, and subscribe, follow us, make sure to share it with your friends. And Paris, we just hit 1 million streams right now. Like, I just saw it last night on Spotify alone, over 1 million now. So that's pretty cool. Thank you, everybody that been listening. And I love this whole 2020 Wrapped. Have you been trying that out too, Paris? Because I have some good stats on mine.
No, I actually really cool. I haven't looked at my personal one yet. I just saw the GTR stuff, and that was it.
Yeah, it was really, really cool. I'm highly impressed. Our listenership grew a lot this year because of all the things that we've been releasing throughout the year, and cool. Just want to say thanks to everybody listening. Doesn't matter which app it is, it's still going to help GTR. Also, if you would like to be part of our family discussion, here's how you can contact us.
Send us your feedback or questions. Give us a call at 786-273-7GTR. Email us at fanmail@gamertagradio.com or leave a message on speakpipe.com/gamertagradio.
All right, so just send your voicemail. We're almost done with GTR for this season. We only have like a couple episodes left. I think by next week will be the last episode, and then we're taking a holiday break. I'm going all in, playing Cyberpunk, and we'll be back here in the second week of January. And we'll be back, and we'll talk about more games and stuff. But we definitely need a break. This has been a crazy, insane year for all of us, man.
Yeah.
Actually, this is the first year that we barely had any vacation. I think we only had like 1 week out of the whole 2020. That's it. That's the only time we took vacation. There was always some type of content. What else, Paris? Before we go with the voicemails, Paris, I have a theory, and I mentioned to you right before. I mentioned briefly a little bit right before we started recording, but the Game Awards is in a couple of days. And I know that last year it was like a big moment for Xbox. It showed, the consoles. You were there with Khalif. I think we might have that moment again. And the reason is Jeff Keighley a couple of days ago posted an image and guests, the people that are going to be on either presenting the award or something, right? There was one image that got my attention the most. There was one with Phil Spencer from Xbox, somebody from EA, and another person from AMD. Now, I forgot the name of the title. If somebody is in the chat or listening, go search. I just can't remember the top of the mind right now. But I think we might see maybe a special game announcement or something that's EA related, similar to like Titanfall. Microsoft was the company that also put budget for the development of that game and also for marketing, right? I think we might see something like that, but this time, because of the partnership that they have with EA, we might see a game available day one on Xbox Game Pass. Like this will be like a special way to not only promote Game Pass, but also EA Play. So there's probably a new technology that we're going to see with AMD. Do you agree with that, Paris, or what?
I agree with the concept of what you're saying in the sense, and it's Lisa Wu, I believe, from AMD was a person you're thinking that was also a part of this thing with Phil Spencer and Jeff Keighley. But I mean, Phil Spencer's already talked about the fact that they delayed dev kits getting to developers for the Series X and the S, basically because they're fully integrating RDNA 2, which is technology coming from AMD. What that means for the future of game development, we will still see. But clearly it was important enough that they wanted that integrated. So this is why you're seeing some of the disparity currently with the next gen consoles between the PlayStation 5 and the Series X. My opinion on that, you can take the console war stuff and argue all you want. Let's see next year where games look, and then we can judge accordingly from there. But the point of what you're making is clearly there's something big that they're going to announce. Maybe it's just technology wise. Maybe it's a partnership. Maybe this is why EA is involved. Obviously, we know EA Play is a part of Game Pass now. I do think there is some merit that I'm not expecting to be this huge AAA game. Maybe it's some kind of remake or something like that maybe you see does debut during the Game Awards. And then like, oh, and it's available on Game Pass right now. And it's a part of EA Play, the whole thing. And obviously that'll be a big thing. People, can run and go subscribe and download it right away. Another thing with the Game Awards, this is separate from what you're saying, is I also saw that NVIDIA GeForce Now partnered with the Game Awards. So there's going to be certain demos that are available during the Game Awards that you can immediately start playing via GeForce Now, which is NVIDIA's cloud streaming as well. So that's cool too. But I definitely think, hey, this is a virtual event. Last year, it's kind of wild to think it was a year ago the last time I actually went to a gaming event. like that's a wild. Khalif and I going to the Game Awards. And then obviously we saw the debut of the Series X at that time. So I would imagine, hey, it seems that Microsoft is trying to continue to be aggressive and bold with announcements that they do something there again. So yeah, I expect, like you said, maybe it's a partnership with Microsoft and EA. maybe this, AMD is involved because maybe this is fully taking advantage of something with RDNA 2 and they want to talk about that. But we'll see, man. I'm excited to see the Game Awards and what surprises come out of that, because Jeff Keighley has been teasing that he's seen some stuff that should get people pretty excited. So I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah, and hopefully we'll get to see more next gen games, man. We only got to see Hellblade last year, which was pretty big, and a sneak peek of the Xbox Series X at the time. So we'll see. I'm excited. Oh, actually, I'm planning to do a watch party on Twitch. It's gonna be me solo, unless Paris might join us later or whatever. I don't know, but I'm doing it all by myself. So please join me. This will be my first live stream, because Paris said, Danny, you have to take over. That's it. You're streaming.
That's right.
You have to set up.
You got it. You're the captain now. I'm out.
I'm the captain now. Yeah. It's gonna be cool. I can't wait. For that. Well, all right. So we have voicemails, Paris.
Yes.
Right. We have a couple, and this is pretty good. These are pretty good voicemails from people that have been sending to us. So I can't wait.
All right. Well, then let's go with voicemail number 1.
How's it going, Gamertag Radio? This is Bro Caprio. Just wanted to check in. Had a thought about Cyberpunk 2077, obviously, as it gets near to the release. I see a lot of debate on Reddit and whatnot about people who have next-gen consoles right now waiting until maybe the next-gen update comes. And I just wanted to offer maybe like one thought on that notion. I feel like, one, how do you not engage in this hype? We all know that these next-gen consoles are going to run this game better no matter what. But this next-gen update, probably, let's be honest, maybe 6 months away, maybe summer 2021. I don't want to put a timetable on it, but that doesn't sound entirely crazy, right? All this really shows me is that I'm probably going to have to do another playthrough with that brand spanking new fancy next-gen update when it comes out. And 2 playthroughs with this game doesn't sound like a bad idea. Thank you guys for all your good work. Excited for the game. Guys, peace.
All right. Thank you for that voicemail. And people ask me this all the time on Twitter. Hey, should I wait until the next gen updates come out for the Series X and the PlayStation 5 to play Cyberpunk 2077? And I have said consistently, especially since we've seen the gameplay on Xbox and PlayStation now, no, I wouldn't wait. Are you crazy? There's no way I would wait. I mean, look, okay, it'll probably be at 60 frames. They'll probably put some ray tracing in it and all that. Okay, that's all cool, right? Smoother experience. I get it. But how could you sit on the sidelines potentially now? Because this might be spring, late spring, early summer 2021 when we get this update, right? We just don't know. There's no way I'm sitting on the sidelines for like another 4 or 5, maybe even 6 months waiting for this update when you've seen everyone else running around having fun, multiple playthroughs, talking about the game, spoiling the story. There's no way. There's no way I would wait. If I was on, even if I was still on the microwave Xbox, there's no way I'm waiting to play that game. I would play it now, but kind of like what the person is saying here, maybe just get that initial playthrough if you really want to wait to get all the bells and whistles, because you want to know the story so it's not spoiled for you. But at a minimum, you should be playing Cyberpunk 3 times, because you want to do each life path, see the differences between them, make different choices, stuff like that. So in a minimum, you want to play 3 times. I would say, look, game's out in 4 days, play it at launch, get through the story. And if those next gen updates mean that much to you, wait. Look, me personally, I'm playing on PC day one. We've known that for years. But I will go back and most likely play this on the Series X at some point. And maybe that's when I wait to play it on the Series X when they have the updates or something like that. But I mean, I do want to see how it runs when the next gen updates come out for the next gen consoles. Absolutely. But there's no way I'm waiting for my first experience with this game. We've been waiting 8 years. I'm not waiting no more. It's out. If the game is out,
enough is enough.
I'm playing it. So that's my advice. We've seen it. And again, if you're still on a current gen console, wait to see what the real world performance looks like. I will at least say that. Don't just get it and then it runs like crap. Because I'm convinced again that microwave Xbox will struggle to play this game at 30 frames per second. You will see dips. You will see performance issues with that microwave Xbox. I think if you're on the series, if you're on the One X or obviously on the next gen consoles, you'll be fine. I think PlayStation 4 won't really have issues, but I do worry about that original microwave Xbox One having problems. So again, if you're on the fence about that, and I've said this about people that have worried about, should I get it, hype, all that, wait, read reviews that you trust. Watch streams, make up your own mind. You don't have to get this game day one. There's no rule that says you have to get Cyberpunk 2077 on December 10th. Get it when it makes sense for you. And maybe it's not for you. I say this, and I know I'm tangenting off, but I say this to people all the time. Cyberpunk 2077 will not be a perfect game. It will have bugs. It will have issues. There will be things in the story that you don't like. There will probably be gameplay mechanics that you don't like. This will happen because it happens with every game. This is not freaking Cyber Jesus coming down, okay? It will not be perfect. It will have issues, but that's okay. And you judge accordingly. If it's for you, enjoy it, have fun, love it. If it's not, that's okay too. That's the great thing about gaming. Go play something else because there's something for everyone out there in gaming. So I know I tangented off from the original thing, but I think that's an important thing people need to remember as we go into it. Yes, it's been hyped through the moon. I know I'm a part of the problem when it comes to that, but I also want to make people understand that not everyone's going to like this game. I guarantee it. Guarantee it. This is why when those reviews do come out, the scores are going to be fascinating to me because they're either going to be way too high or they're going to be way too low. It's not going to be a true indication of what I think the game probably ultimately is. But we'll see. And I'll have my own opinion soon. So, okay, rant off. Sorry.
Yeah, you know what? I know that I'm going back when The Witcher 3 came out, it was buggy. And remember, Paris, there was updates every few weeks, every month. There were new updates to make the experience even better.
Yes.
It took some time, but now you go back, it's one of the greatest games of this generation.
Yep.
But it took time. So I don't want people, and that's the thing, Paris, like not only people, but also the websites that are actually reviewing this, before the patch or after the patch. I don't know. I'm just super curious to see what are they going to say because of that experience. Because like you said, it might be 100% buggy for like the first few weeks. And then we might see patches every few weeks or months, So yeah, I'm very curious about that, man.
No, I am too. I mean, I'll even say this, and I'll break the fourth wall because the chat is going, do I secretly have the game and I'm playing it right now? I don't. I don't. I legitimately do not have a review code for the game. I am not playing it right now. That may change in the next day or so. We'll see. But I will say this, from when I played it back in June, and that obviously was a way older build. It was buggy then. Still didn't take away from it being an amazing experience, but I did see the bugs. I suspect, like you're saying, Danny, we will still see bugs when this game is out. When the day one patch is out, there will still be bugs in this game. You're going to see videos on it, and memes and all that. Guarantee that happens, just like with The Witcher 3 5 years ago. It will get better over time. I'm not saying that as an excuse. I'm not saying to ignore it. If that bothers you, absolutely be vocal about it if that is the case. But no game will be perfect. It's just not going to happen. No game's ever going to be perfect. And I do think Cyberpunk is coming in a little hot. I do. I think, again, this is all speculation. I know nothing. I do think there's a reason why you've seen some of the more prominent creators out there not getting a review code, because I don't think the day one patch is necessarily ready, and they want people to have this game in their hands in the most perfect experience they possibly can. They're obviously going to continue to work on it. We're going to see patch updates, all that. I'm just trying to set realistic expectations because, again, I don't think this is going to be the perfect experience that it's been hyped up to be. But at the same time, I'm still excited for the game. I still can't wait to drop hundreds of hours into it. You just have to be realistic about this stuff because no game will ever be perfect. Think of the game, your most favorite game of all time. I guarantee you there's something in that game that you're like, ooh, that was weird, because they all have it. So again,
Yeah.
just being realistic about it.
Yeah, totally agree. Let's go with the next voicemail. Number 2.
All right. So voicemail number 2.
Hey guys, this is Lucas from Vancouver, Canada. Just wanted to send some love your way. I'm a courier driving full time, and you guys keep me company on the road. I mean, I would say all day long, but your podcasts only usually run about an hour. So if you make them longer, though, I'd be happy with that. Yeah, you guys are the best. You're fair, you're concise, you have a great back and forth. I just want to let you know that I really appreciate everything you guys do. Anyways, though, I do have a quick question, or rather, I just want to hear your thoughts. The future of gaming is, I think, more unclear than it ever has been with the entrance of Amazon, with the entrance of Google, with Xbox pivoting to this ecosystem model. Things are really crazy right now. And that kind of got me thinking, who isn't doing something crazy? Sony. Sony's still just making consoles and hoping people buy their exclusives. I'm wondering if you guys think it's a possibility that, absolute worst case scenario, dystopia future here, Sony gets bought up by Google or Amazon. Or do you think there could be a partnership there? What sort of innovation do you think Sony could be looking at to try to compete in this future landscape? Thanks for the time.
All right. Thank you for that voicemail. Mm-hmm. It's an interesting thought with PlayStation. I look at it this way. PlayStation has absolutely no incentive to change anything that they're doing at any point in the near future. They just don't. They are the clear leaders. The PlayStation 5 is fantastic hardware. Look at the games that are on it. Look at the games that we know are coming. Why would you change anything? With that said, I do think cloud gaming will clearly, as technology improves and we're able to reduce more latency, will have a place at the table in the future. It absolutely will be. It already kind of does a little bit with GeForce Now and Stadia and obviously xCloud. We're seeing Amazon Luna coming in there. No, PlayStation has PlayStation Now. They're obviously partnering with Microsoft as far as the infrastructure with Azure. Do I think a partnership comes with Google or Amazon? No, I don't think so. And I don't think there's any incentive for PlayStation wanting to do that. I do think if we get to a point in time, which I would say would probably be towards the tail end of this generation, where cloud gaming has a bigger footprint in the industry and more people are engaging with their games that way, maybe you see PlayStation pivot at that point and make more of an investment in the infrastructure and the technology for cloud streaming. But right now they just simply don't need to, and they don't need to at anytime soon, in my opinion. So I don't think anything changes, to be honest with you. What about you, Danny?
Yeah, you know what? I think it will be great for Sony to start adding cloud gaming through mobile. Because right now, the only way for you to play PlayStation Now is through the console. That's it. There's no way for you to play PlayStation through Android or iOS. So with that partnership, Paris, that you mentioned with Microsoft, I think it is possible that we might see that in the future. Just not right now. They don't really need it. The
well, again, selling great, to clarify, the partnership is infrastructure. It's Azure. This has nothing to do with Xbox. This is Microsoft and Sony making a partnership for cloud infrastructure. That's it. So, I mean, again, I just wanted to clear that up because I can see the headline now. Danny Payne just says that PlayStation and Xbox are going to collaborate on cloud.
No, I didn't say that. No. But it's similar. It's similar to this when Xbox One came out, it had a Blu-ray drive there, right? That they had to do a partnership with Sony with that because that's Sony's technology. Am I right, Paris? It's the same thing.
Yeah,
similar to that. Mm-hmm. So. But like you said about Sony and Microsoft, that partnership, this is beyond gaming. They're doing this more for like also entertainment, for all kinds of stuff behind the scenes. And maybe gaming will be there too, but that's like in the future.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it will be great, man. Because just imagine this, Paris, Ranch and Clank on the go, like games like that. Or you get the DualSense controller and you still get that whole technology there, right? While you're playing it, but you're playing it on the tablet or on the mobile phone, maybe on a Sony TV. That's possible too. I could see that in the future. Right now, Sony doesn't need to rush this to make this happen.
No.
Dude, the console's selling like crazy. There's no way for them to rush it. You know what I'm saying? So, but I think right now they're working on this behind the scenes and just observing what's going on with the competition to see how's everything going. But yeah, this is a big thing if once Sony take that route, I think.
Completely agree.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Anything else?
No. I was going to go ahead and go to the next voicemail.
All right. Let's go.
All right. Here we go. Voicemail number 3.
Hey, Johnny. My name is Conrad, aka Con Artistic Gamertag. I had a question for Paris. This is my first time leaving a message, but I've been listening a while. I guess since you were on the original Xbox OG, recording from that. Really quickly, I wanted to ask Paris. I keep hearing a lot about Destiny and how good it is and how addictive it can be. When it first came out, I was looking for something like Halo, a story like Halo. But when it just first came out, it didn't seem to have that story. Should I get it now? Because I haven't played it at all. And is there a story, a good story with it? Or the thing that gets you guys addictive is that, just the multiplayer. I like multiplayer, but I prefer a story. And let me know if this is a good game that I can get that has a good story. Thanks. Bye.
All right.
All right.
Should you get Destiny? Oh, man. Next to Cyberpunk, I'm probably the last guy to be asking this question. Yes, you should. And you are right. It was very light on story when it first came out in 2014. They've clearly made a lot of improvements with the story and lore over the years. And where we're at right now with Beyond Light is kind of setting up the next 3 years of Destiny. And I think it's in a good place. Again, I won't bore everyone trying to go deep dive into today. Go listen to My Name is Bife. He can tell you all that. But yeah, story's shaping up to go to an interesting place right now. Great PvE gameplay. Again, Bungie's has always been the best in the business when it comes to shooters. Multiplayer needs some work. PvP needs a little work right now with stasis, which if you get into Destiny, you'll understand what that means. It's a little OP right now and they're trying to tune it. But the PvP part, the PvE, part of Destiny is in a good place right now. I like where it's going. The raid just came out. I have not played the raid because I'm in this weird cyberpunk limbo, but I will. Everyone that has played it said it is amazing. They love it. So look forward to that. Prophecy Dungeon's about to come back. Hawk Moon, baby. Hawk Moon's back. Can't wait to get that. There's a lot to do in Destiny. You can jump into it for free. There is a free to play model to initially get in. Obviously you can, if you're on Xbox Game Pass, you actually can get the expansion right now for free. You can buy the seasonal content as DLC, $10 per season. So, I would say, like, if you're into shooters, if you're into Bungie shooters, if you wanted something that leaned more Halo, but it wasn't for you at first, I think it's starting to get there. Like I said, I like the direction that it's going. I've been a loyal player since 2014. I don't see me stopping anytime soon. So absolutely, I would suggest jump in. Like I said, Xbox, if you got Game Pass, you're already good to go. It's on PlayStation, it's on PC, and it's on Stadia. So there you go. Yeah,
I would like to say something about that very quick. So I stopped playing Destiny when the first the first expansion came out for Destiny 2, right? So I stopped playing it for a while, and then they made an announcement, Bungie, that you could also play all the expansions that have been out, plus the new one, if you're part of Xbox Game Pass. So I re-downloaded the game, started playing it, right? I felt, Paris, as a person that took a long time off from playing Destiny, it was a little bit too much for me. Like, it was just too many things to do. I didn't know where to go or what. I felt like the stories were like all over the place because I was just going to different levels, different missions and everything, right? So that's something I have to warn you. Like, if you're going to try this for the first time, it's going to be a lot. So what would be the best advice, Paris? once you, let's say you have Xbox Game Pass, you have all the expansions plus the latest one and everything. Where did you start? Should you be picky, like the missions or what?
Well, I mean, and again, I'm OG, so I haven't gone back and done it, but I've heard that they've set it up for new players right now with First Light. Brings you into the Cosmodrome just like it did back in 2014. Kind of holds your hand, gives you a guide so you can understand the world, the mechanics, how things go, before they just set you out into the quote unquote open world, and then you can just basically go wherever you want. So that would be my suggestion. They seem to have a built-in mechanic now to be able to help new players and lapsed players that basically need to get integrated into the world of Destiny. So I would obviously try that. I would say as far as community stuff goes, check out the Destiny Reddit. Great community over there. There's obviously a lot of different. I wish Guardian Radio was still around, but there's a lot of communities and things out there that you can join. The Destiny Discord server is another great place to go. The best thing about Destiny is it can be played solo, but playing with other people is a sweet spot for it. It is some of the best co-op mechanics I've ever had in gaming have been with this game. Be it the dungeon, be it the raid, be it the strike, whatever the case. Having that, playing that game and forcing you to work together with other people is great. So great. Be it the shooting, be it the puzzle mechanics, whatever the case. Absolutely. So I know it can be overwhelming, or at least it used to be. We'll have to see how they do it with First Light. But my best advice would be just take your time and enjoy the experience. Don't feel like you need to rush to get to the next thing, because there's definitely a lot of content in there to absorb, especially as a new player.
You're listening to Gamertag Radio.
All right, we're going to take a short break here at Gamertag Radio. But first, this episode is sponsored by Namecheap, who is offering all Gamertag Radio listeners 30% off any non-premium domain name when they enter GTR in the promo box at checkout. Do you have an amazing idea for a website, online business, or blog? Perhaps you are a rising pro gamer or influencer. Then you should know that every great website that starts with an awesome domain name. A domain name is more than just a website address. It's the foundation of your online brand. And I've been saying this for a long time, that it's important for you to make it easier for people to find you. So imagine you have your name, go to Namecheap, register, you have your official domain name, and that's it. People will find you everywhere. And the good thing is, Namecheap offers hundreds of domain extensions from the traditional .com to .gg, which has become a go-to for many gamers. Whatever domain name you decide, Namecheap makes the whole registration process quick, easy, and affordable. Namecheap is the world's second largest domain registrar and a top service provider for everything you need to launch an amazing website. 20 plus years of steadfast support of internet freedom and customer data privacy. Namecheap strives to make the internet open, accessible, and affordable for everyone. So here is the offer for you, Gamer Tag Radio listeners. Namecheap is offering 30% off any non-premium domain name for its first year of registration. The offer cannot be combined with any existing sales, but can overdrive any current sales if its discount is less than 30%. So this is your opportunity right now, GTR listeners, to get a domain name with a 30% discount, including .gg, .com, and hundreds more. Go right now, while you're listening to this episode, go right now to Namecheap.com, search for your desired domain, and use the code GTR at checkout. Once again, go to Namecheap.com, search for your desired domain, and use promo code GTR at checkout, and you will get 30% off. All right? We'd like to say thank you to Namecheap for sponsoring this episode of Gamer Tag Radio. And now, let's continue with the show.
This is Gamer Tag Radio. Voicemail at 786-2737-GTR.
Next voicemail.
All right, voicemail number 4.
What's going on, Gamer Tag Radio? This is your boy Trey Turpin. Love listening to you guys every week. I have a good question for you guys that I would love to hear your opinions on. Is it really all about games? I mean, I agree that it's always been about the games, but why are people all of a sudden preaching this? I see a lot of people on Twitter preaching this, especially your boy Tony. Shout out to Tony, where he recently compared the success of the Switch outselling the Xbox One due to it having games despite it being weaker, and I'll add it coming out mid-generation. If you ask me, the Xbox One had the games within its first year compared to the PlayStation 4, which was the fan favorite. I'm not going to mention any launch games. I agree they both didn't do anything special, but I'm going to just mention games that came out in 2014 and 2015 that had a Metacritic 80 or higher. Xbox had Titanfall, Sunset Overdrive, Forza Horizon 2, Halo 5, Forza 6, Ori and the Blind Forest, Rise of the Tomb Raider, while the PlayStation 4 only had Bloodborne and Infamous Second Son. There might have been a few more, but notice I didn't mention any remasters. But not to go on too long, my main point is, why is power and performance, reasonable pricing, and being more consumer friendly overlooked today compared to 2013 when the PlayStation 4, its fans, and the media was praising its power and performance and pricing, and then started the whole phrase, most people only play third-party games. I would love to hear what you guys think. Hope you guys get this. I'm a big fan. Keep doing what you're doing and stay safe.
Thank you for that voicemail. Danny, that's all you.
Dan.
I'm out. I'm not touching this. I'm not touching this. It's all you. You take this one.
Wow, you just threw this straight up. Like, hey, Danny, here, answer the question. I'm out.
This is my Bonnie Ross revenge. You got it.
Oh, God. No. Honestly, it is all about the games. See, you mentioned a lot of games that came out during that time that I'm a huge fan, right? For example, you mentioned Sunset Overdrive. I think, and this is me personally, Paris, you tell me if I'm wrong or not, I think that game came out at a time where there was a lot of bad press from Microsoft, and Microsoft had to fix all their issues that they had because of the time where Don Matrick took over the company, right? So let's just make believe. If Sunset Overdrive, in a different world, let's say Sunset Overdrive would have come out now, 2020, good press all over, because Xbox Series X, Phil Spencer took over the company, made a lot of changes. I think more people would have talked about that game differently compared to when that game came out back in the days. It came out at a really bad time for Xbox. I think marketing was just like all over the place at that time. Everybody was talking about the price and Connect, and it was just so many things, and it hurt all those games that came out during that time. Now, the hardcore fans are going to love it. You mentioned Ori, you mentioned Titanfall. Those games are gems, in my opinion. But it came out at a bad time, man, for Xbox. Xbox had to concentrate on fixing the brand more than about the games. Now, with PlayStation, you mentioned games that maybe it was okay, right, during the time, but they had the company had a better press. The console was super cheap. Everything was just good press for them. And that's why now we're having a different conversation about both companies now in 2020. Do you agree with that, Paris, or not?
No, I do. And just thank you for that voicemail. Obviously, I was just joking around. We've clearly had these conversations many times over the years, so I'm not trying to revisit that and do any revisionist history on this. It does come down to the games. It just does. But at the same time, here's what I would say to the person that left the voicemail, anyone that's watching this, anyone that's listening to this. Don't worry what other people think. It's really that simple. If you were enjoying all those games back then, God bless you. If everything Xbox did was great for you back then, that's great, because that's all that matters. And the reverse goes for anyone with PlayStation and all that. And that still applies today, because you still see these same ridiculous comments today. It doesn't matter. And I'm not saying your comment's ridiculous, voicemail. I don't mean that. But my point is the whole console war stuff. It doesn't matter. I can tell you, I've said this a million times. I could care less what Danny likes. I really could. I don't care. I only care what I like, what I want to play. And that's the mentality we should all have when it comes to this stuff. Again, gaming, there's something there for everybody, no matter your choice, preference, platform. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
There's great stuff on PlayStation. There's great stuff on Xbox, Nintendo Switch, PC, hell, even Stadia. And I get freaking roasted because I don't like Stadia, but whatever. The point is, just enjoy whatever your money buys because it's your money. It's your money. Yeah. It's your preference. That's all that matters. I really hope that now that we're in this next generation, I know we've already started to do this on the show, but as we go into 2021, I really want to get away from the comparisons of, well, Xbox does this better or PlayStation does that better. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Both of these platforms, include Nintendo as well, power doesn't matter when it comes to that stuff. Your enjoyment is what matters. Look, we can talk about pricing and maybe you shouldn't have priced it at that. It ain't going to sell. We could talk about that stuff. But at the end of the day, the Series X is a beast. The PlayStation 5 is a beast. Hell, even the Series S is a beast for what it is. Because I got one in the house now and I can confirm that. It's about the games that are coming out. Right now, PlayStation for me, has a great launch lineup. And I didn't think they would. I was wrong. Glad to admit it. Xbox does not have a great launch lineup right now. And we've talked about that. I think as we get into next year, you're going to start to see more of these games come out and you're going to see some amazing experiences. Hell, the Game Awards probably is going to be a preview for all that stuff in a couple days. Look, I'm going to Night City. Okay. That's where I'll be. Y'all can argue about all that stuff. I'll be in Night City having a blast because that's all that matters. Right. So I'm glad he sent that voicemail in because it's a topic that people tend to argue about way too much, in my opinion. Just enjoy the games. Whatever you want to enjoy is all that matters. It really does. What I say, what Danny says, what Xbox fan, PlayStation boy, 1226XXXXX on Twitter says, doesn't matter. Because who cares? Enjoy whatever you want. That's my opinion.
Look, I'm going to show you something very quick. Very quick. Let me see if I could reset this. Look what I have. I have this, Paris.
Yeah.
Game & Watch.
Yeah.
I'm having fun.
Yeah.
It's not graphics. It has the original Super Mario Brothers Part 1 and also Lost Levels, which is Super Mario Brothers 2 from Japan. And I'm having fun. Power doesn't mean crap, man.
It doesn't.
This is a gem.
Yes.
These two games are classics. It's all about having fun, man.
What do I say is the greatest game of all time? And I've never wavered on this ever. I don't care. Cyberpunk, it doesn't matter. What do I always say is the greatest game ever made?
Super Mario Brothers 3.
There you go. That game came out in 1990, I believe. 89, 90, up in there somewhere.
1990.
8-bit graphics. I play that game to this day. And I still see platforming mechanics that other games wish they could be doing. But that's my personal preference. And I know people get mad when I say it all the time. I don't care. It's a game I like. You don't get to tell me what I like. And I say that for any game, any platform, whatever you want to do. No one gets to tell you what you want to enjoy. Nobody gets to say that except you. Well, my wife might tell me, but other than that, nobody can tell you what to enjoy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
No. Yeah. No, I agree. And I think it was a great question because I really wanted to talk about that.
Yeah.
You know, like just answer the questions. You know, but if it was a question of more, like, look, there's someone that's been calling our show and just been trashing not Xbox, trashing PlayStation for months.
Yeah.
For months, I've never played it out of here because that will create console war crap and conversation. I don't want that type of content. But that conversation that he sent, like, I think it was cool, and I love that he even went in, like, checking out the reviews and everything. Like, yo, he was dropping facts. I like that. Like, that is the thing that I would like to hear more of. Like, have your facts right, you know, right? But at the same time, have the conversation. This doesn't create this console war nonsense. It's already it's old. It's done. I'm having a blast with all three consoles, man. You know what I'm saying?
Here's a little inside baseball, a little secret about all this console war stuff that people need to understand. Since, you know, we know some folks nowadays, right? They're all friends. They're all friends. All of them. I don't care. Xbox, PlayStation, ColecoVision, what studio. It doesn't matter. They're all colleagues in this, and they all root for each other. Yes, there's a business and you got to make sales and all that, but here's the other dirty secret. They're all making money. They're all winning. They don't care. So why should you care? I mean, really. Phil Spencer himself said it. I forget which interview that was recently. It might have been the one on The Verge. He wasn't even concerned about their lack of a launch lineup. Want to know why? Because you can't find a Series X not nowhere ever right now. They're selling out. Game Pass, record number of subscriptions. They're good. Clearly, we know PlayStation is good. And look, Nintendo has been making you buy the same games over and over for the past 30 years, and we keep doing it. So they're winning. So the people that sit here and argue about that stuff, why? It's the most pointless argument ever. And again, I don't want to rant on it, but again, just enjoy your games, man. That's all it comes down to.
Yep. All right, next voicemail.
All right, and looking at time here, maybe this might be the last one. Let's see. Voicemail number 5.
All right.
Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Marcus, pretty new listener. I tell you what, I'm hooked. I'm really pretty new to podcasts in general, but I had a question. If other than video games, if you guys play any board games, and if you do, what do you like? What do you recommend? Anyways, I'm, like I said, hooked on the show. Love everything you guys talk about. It's great. Thanks, man.
Thank you for that voicemail. I play Candyland. I love Candyland. It's a great tabletop.
That's a classic.
I'm kidding.
That's a classic. I used to play when I was a little kid.
Yeah, I know, right? Look, Candyland. Sorry. What? Life. What was another one? I forget.
Clue.
Yeah.
Clue.
Oh, yeah. Monopoly. Obviously, Clue.
Monopoly.
No, I don't. I honestly, to be upfront, I've not played any tabletop games in a while. I still have Cyberpunk Red that I need to play. And shout out to Tanya if you're out there. Slap myself on the hand. I know I need to play. I know I need to do it. It's just it's been a crazy year. Let's put it that way. But no, currently I'm not playing anything. But I definitely want to get into Cyberpunk Red.
You know, I played a couple, not the current popular board games now, but, you know, I'm still old school with Monopoly and stuff like that. Dominoes, is Dominoes considered a board game, Paris?
Hey, look, maybe in the African-American community it is. That is the only game.
Let me tell you, I am obsessed with Dominoes, for those who don't know. Love Dominoes. Actually, my grandparents were the ones that taught me when I was a kid in Dominican Republic. So there's different ones. Like the one that I got used to playing back in the days was the double six. You know. So, but by the way, Rihanna sent me this text. She said that she plays Small World. My girlfriend, Small World, Dice Forge, and Betrayal at the House on the Hill. She texted that right there. So shout out to Rihanna. But I went to earlier this year, Paris. This is pre-quarantine. I went to an event for GameStop, and they had a D&D session, and they wanted me to play, and I'm like, no, let me just observe it. I've never in my life played it, you know. But I know that everybody's telling me, no, Dan, you got to try it out at least once. So one day, I would love to do it for the first time. I would love to do it. But yeah, we like the old school board games back then, man. It's all good. We can play another voicemail, Power. That was like a short.
Okay. Yeah, let's do one more here.
Yeah.
Hold on, let me open it back up. And voicemail number 6. Oops, 6.
Hi there, Gamertag. It's Devin here. I imagine you've all had a chance to try out the new gen consoles. My question is, do you think this is a game changer, and how do you think this is really going to impact on gaming, apart from the things we've already talked about in the past, like fast load times, etc.? What direction do you think this is going to go now that we've actually got this new tech and it's showing its stuff? What kind of experiences do you think this is going to enable to really bring us into the next generation of gaming? Thanks.
All right. Thank you for that voicemail. So, yeah, we've talked about this in the past. I think the best way to look at this is with these next-gen consoles, especially as these developers get more time with the hardware and they're able to optimize and things like that, 4K, 60 frames per second for the majority of your games are going to start to become a standard, which is amazing. I think that's just the overall horsepower of what these consoles are going to be able to do. And again, I don't know what the technical term behind the scenes is, but I'll just use NVIDIA's term of DLSS is going to allow them to basically take something that renders at 1080p or 1440p and present it to you at 4K with ray tracing and things like that and still have it at 60 frames. You're going to get more performance due to software tech, coupled with the hardware. I think that's another thing that you're going to see with this next gen hardware. And if I'm saying it wrong, slap me on the hand, but I think I'm right on this. The other thing, and this goes back to the SSD, this is where the SSD is the game changer in all of this. We've already seen early results of that with the faster load times, things like quick resume, things of that nature. We keep saying it, but Ratchet and Clank is going to be that first game where you see that the SSD has now changed level design. I think that's the biggest thing that we're going to see come out of this next generation. It's going to allow developers to do things with level design that we've never seen before, because you're going to be able to quickly load in assets. Like with Ratchet and Clank, you're literally having 2 levels loaded and playable simultaneously. The Medium is another one that's been able to do this. So you can flop back and forth between the two, right? So we're going to start to see stuff like that. And again, remember, none of the games we're looking at right now take advantage of this. None of them. None. This is why I'm telling you, let's have this conversation a year from now as these developers start to be able to take advantage of this new hardware. This is also a reason why, I don't know if you saw the rumor, Danny, shout out to Jeff Grubb, because he's the one that started this, that we're going to get Forza Horizon 5 before we get Forza Motorsport. And the reason being is because they're truly iterating and taking advantage of this next gen hardware with Forza Motorsport. So we're going to get a true next generation of Forza coming out of this. So in the interim, we might get another Horizon, which, look, ain't nobody going to complain about that. But this is the point that I'm trying to make. This is why even with the new God of War coming, with Horizon Forbidden West, these are games that'll most likely be on the PlayStation 4 because they're still not truly taking advantage of the PlayStation 5. We obviously saw that with Miles Morales. So it's the games beyond that. It's like, again, I'm pulling this out of my tuchus. The next Uncharted would probably be the first, not the first, but would be a PlayStation 5 only game that truly takes advantage of things that all this new hardware can do. So this is why I keep telling people, man, in the short term, don't worry about what games are doing right now. Let's have this conversation holiday 2021 into 2022, because that's when we're going to start to get the games to truly take advantage of this hardware. And you're going to see some unique things that simply were not possible before. So that has me excited, but we got to be patient because they're not here yet.
Now, Paris, I was going to ask you this about Cyberpunk. Is that game similar to the loading of like games like Red Dead and Grand Theft Auto, where it takes a bit, right? And then once it loads, that's it. There's no loading time. You're already in Night City. Doesn't matter what cutscenes and all that, but it's just one load and that's it. Is it similar to that?
Yeah, and they're obviously probably doing some tricks behind the scenes that we're not realizing that are doing loading in assets while we're actually in the game. But I remember when I played it in June, yeah, there was that initial load to get you in, and then once you're in, I mean, that was it. I mean, there were no load times to get into anything, any activity, anything that you were doing. I remember, I want to say when I finished the initial prologue and it was like, all right, cut to black. Now we're moving ahead in time. There was a load screen then. But that was it, so.
Okay, cool. Good to know, man. And I know you mentioned about some games that's coming out in the future for PlayStation, but I know, again, this is PlayStation Jim Ryan. I don't know if it is official or not, but he said that they are still going to be supporting PlayStation 4 for a while. So you might see those cross-gen games for 3 to 4 years, he said.
Which I agree. And obviously Microsoft had said the same thing as well. I think it'll be on a per case basis as far as that goes. And it just makes sense since they basically share the same x86 architecture. If you have a game that is still playable, that can still be played on the old hardware, you put it on there. It's making it more accessible to more people. Why wouldn't you? But again, I'll just take Forza Motorsport as the example. Forza Motorsport will not be playable on the Xbox One. Avowed will not be playable on the Xbox One because these are games that are going to truly take advantage of the next gen hardware and the capabilities of the SSD and all that stuff. So PlayStation clearly is going to have the same thing, but we know early on Ratchet and Clank actually is the first PlayStation 5 only game, if I'm not mistaken. So here's a game that's coming in the next few months that won't be on the PlayStation 4. But then they've already said a game like Horizon Forbidden West, why not put it on PlayStation 4? It sounds like God of War is also going to be on PS4, but I'm okay with that, dude. Who cares? As long as the game is fun,
exactly.
That's all that matters. All that matters.
You know what?
It's fun.
You know, when I got the PlayStation 5, I was playing Miles Morales. I also tried out the Astro Playroom.
Mm-hmm.
And you could tell the difference. Not graphic. I'm talking about just with the DualSense.
Yeah.
And I know you mentioned this on the show too. Like, I had more of that controller experience on the demo than on Miles Morales. And the reason is that game is cross-gen, right? And there is even more people playing that game on the PlayStation 4 than PlayStation 5 because not that many people have that game.
Exactly. Yeah.
Because they can't find from the PlayStation 5 because they can't find the console. But everybody has a PlayStation 4, so you could do that. So if we're going to see games that's cross-gen, you're going to tell the difference from now on when it comes to like the DualSense features that's included on the PlayStation 5 and PlayStation 4 because of the cross-gen. So anything else?
No. I mean, no. And again, thank you for that voicemail. Thank you for all the voicemails. Those are all really, really good. Definitely encourage people keep leaving voicemails, send us messages. It's good to do these. Get that perspective.
Yeah, this is fun.
Yeah.
I love fan mail.
Mm-hmm.
It's the best, man. So so thank you for listening to Gamertag Radio episode 1090. This is your host, of course, Danny, and also Paris. And remember, you can find us on any podcast app. Just search for Gamertag Radio. Subscribe, follow us, share with your friends. Hey, you can even send a text. Hey, listen to this episode. Boom. That's all you have to do. It will help us out to get more listeners. More people will discover us because of that. So keep it up with the support. Also, if you would like to be part of our future episodes and segment of Fan Mail, this is how you can contact us.
Send us your feedback or questions. Give us a call at 786-273-7GTR. Email us at fanmail@gamertagradio.com or leave a message on speakpipe.com/gamertagradio.
All right, Paris, anything else? You want to promote the Twitter gaming event one more time? Because I think it's a very, very important event, and I want people to watch it live.
Absolutely. So, again, I will be hosting a developer Q&A for #CyberNight, which is the launch event for Cyberpunk 2077 in collaboration with CD Projekt Red and Twitter Gaming. This will be at 6 p.m. Eastern on December 9th. 2020. So definitely would love if you guys could check it out. It should be a blast, and I'm super excited for this opportunity to be able to do it. I would suggest if you're trying to find out how to tune in live and watch it, it will be streaming on Twitter. Make sure you're following Twitter Gaming, and make sure you're following the Cyberpunk 2077 official Twitter account, because they'll both be putting out communication about that over the next few days. And like I said, I look forward to seeing everybody on December 9th. Should be a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. And also be on the lookout. I have a couple things coming up. Just make sure to follow me on Twitter, because I'll probably will announce it once it goes live or something.
Yeah.
So follow me, Godfrey, Godfree.
And I'll say one last thing. I will be doing a live stream of Cyberpunk 2077 on my YouTube channel on December 10th. I believe I have the time right now at 9 a.m. Pacific. That may change. Obviously, follow my YouTube channel. You'll get a notification for that. I plan to only stream the prologue. I don't want to spoil it for anyone. I'm going to be talking about certain things during that live stream. I'll have more information on that soon. But I'll be doing a live stream of the prologue for Cyberpunk 2077, and should be a lot of fun. So hope you can check that out and tune in then. And then I'm going dark. I'll be dark. I will be playing in Night City. You won't see me for a while.
Yeah. So the prologue, how long is that, Paris? If you're average starting from scratch, creation and everything, your character?
It's what I did in June. And from what I heard, even from these last 16-hour previews, you're looking at about a 5 to 6 hour experience to get through the prologue to the actual title screen of the game.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So
cool.
Yeah, I'll do a few hours of that. Like I'll figure it out. I'm not going to bore people with the created character and stuff like that. I'll probably jump in at a specific point and then go from there through the prologue. Yeah.
All right. Cool. All right, everyone. Thank you for listening to Gamertag Radio episode 1090. Until next time, we'll be back on Thursday with a brand new episode and a couple surprises in the future. And then after that, we have only one more episode next week, which is our Game of the Year episode, which, Paris, I love doing that with you guys because this one's going to be a very interesting one for all of us. So I can't wait to hear our top 5 Game of the Year for 2020. So we do this every year, and then after that, we take a break, and we come back the second week of January. So if you start listening to the show, you can still go back and listen to our past episodes. Like 2020 has been an insane year. We started strong. Paris, with the Phil Spencer interview, and look how we're gonna end it right now, man. With this Twitter gaming stuff, it's good. It's good, man. So one more time, congratulations to Paris, and make sure to watch it live. Until next time, we're out.
Hey,
peace.
One more thing.
Jesus, what? What is it? Hurry up.
I am an FBI agent. All right, end the show.
Oh, what the hell was that? Okay, all right. Until next time, we're out. Peace.
What
the hell was that?
You didn't get you don't know what that means, do you?
No, I don't know what the hell it is.
Point Break. I'll just leave it at that. It's Point Break. It's Point Break.
Okay. All right.
Thanks for listening to Gamertag Radio. Be sure to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter.